Hello, friends. I hope everybody is having a serene evening. Don't mind the strange accent. Don't mind it at all. I'm apologizing because I am talking to essentially an American audience in this video. I followed the conversation around Whoopi Goldberg's description of what happened in Nazi Germany as man's inhumanity to man and not an outburst of mad racism by the Nazis. I followed it with a lot of interest because I had done some work on race, quite an extensive and intensive piece of work, which you will find here. This is essentially a survey of the history of the United States in the antebellum years. The antebellum years means the period of slavery. I will swing right back and talk about the Goldberg's affair. I think, by the way, this is not to apologize for anybody or to create excuses for anybody. I just want to talk from my own experience. The Nazis and Goldberg's views of race differed fundamentally. While the Nazis saw the Jews who had a tan, a complexion similar to theirs, as a different race, to Goldberg, races had to be different in color. We can see how this developed. The Nazis' understanding of race had to do with culture and history. The Jews had a different culture, of course, which produced a different religion, and had a different history from the Germans. And of course, we won't forget anti-Semitism, which was a factor in Europe. This forced the Germans to see the Jews as a different and inferior race. I can understand why Jews took exception to Goldberg's views. Jews don't think that they should be subsumed into, quote, the white race. They never see themselves as that. I mean, when I say they, I'm looking at Jews from what their culture and religion professes. I'm not saying that one Jew here, one Jew there will not view himself as white. But what does their religion and what does their culture say? They look at themselves as an ethnic group, not defined by color, and an ethnic group that has been persecuted even by people that have a color similar to their own. Goldberg, on the other hand, grew up in a country, a great country, one of the greatest countries in the world, if not the greatest, I think is the greatest today, that had a difficult history with this idea of race. During the period of slavery, society was divided into two, white and black. And of course, we know how the slavery itself was racialized. If you were black, you were presumed to be of the slave race. This is the society where Whoopi grew up. I would say she did not have bad intentions, and I'm very happy that she apologized. She explained what she meant, and I'm very happy that the Jewish community also took her apologies, and the things have smoothed over. As somebody who was born in the African continent and who has been viewed as just black or African, identities which are strange to me and to the Igbo people, actually oppressive identities. Because when people say they are Africans or they are just blacks, it would seem as if these categorizations don't go deeper than just words. They go deeper than words. They also connote and denote that the group or the groups called Africans have one culture and one history and one religion. That is why you find things like African religion, African culture, African history, and these are things that don't exist. My grandmother, even my mother, I'm not sure that I had them use African in their lifetimes. My father had more Western education than my mother and my grandmother. I didn't meet my grandfather. I'm not sure I also had my father use the term African or black. He used the term Igbo. So, I think that if I was described as African or black, I would feel qualms. And so we can see how the Jews felt. They were mistreated as a different race. So they felt that Whoopi was not sensitive. And Whoopi came out publicly and explained, I didn't see it that way. I thought that race has to do with color. I will end by talking about why I think this country is a great country. It discusses things that are important. I know countries that have banned history, the study of history in high schools, because they don't want to change. They don't want to look at some of the horrible things they did, but America creates room for discussions. And that is why this country, as I see it, will remain the greatest country into the foreseeable future. And on this note, I say, have a great night. Thank you.